The news on BBC One now with Fiona Bruce.
Grief and fury in Pakistan over the assassination of the opposition leader Benazir Bhutto. Just over a week before the country's elections, she was attending a political rally when her killer struck. The last image of her alive shows her waving to supporters from her car before she was shot in the neck. The gunman then blew himself up. At least 20 other people are dead. Grief-stricken supporters bore her coffin. Political leaders from around the world have united against the killing.
The United States strongly condemns this cowardly act by murderous extremists.
Benazir Bhutto may have been killed by terrorists, but the terrorists must not be allowed to kill democracy in Pakistan.
We'll bring you the very latest live from Pakistan. Our other top story tonight: a 7-year-old girl has died after the quad bike she was riding was hit head-on by a car. Good evening. The body of Benazir Bhutto, the Pakistani opposition leader, is being taken back to her hometown tonight, hours after she was assassinated. She'd been addressing a rally in the city of Rawalpindi when she was shot by a gunman who then detonated a bomb which killed at least 20 people. With over a week to go before the country's elections, President Musharraf has appealed to the nation to remain peaceful, but there are fears now of widespread violence and unrest. Our correspondent Barbara Plett is in Islamabad. Barbara.
Yes, there have been angry demonstrations in a number of cities here, which turned particularly violent in Karachi. These were the initial reactions to the news that Benazir Bhutto had been assassinated, something that has really shocked the country, even though she had been targeted by a suicide bomber before. This is how events developed. In just a simple wooden coffin, leaving the hospital where she died, the body of Benazir Bhutto was borne by mourners. They reached out to touch it, pushing, jostling for final contact with their leader. Just that morning, she'd been carrying their hopes for an election victory on the campaign trail in Rawalpindi, promising voters that she'd bring Pakistan out of crisis.